Stay back. Spirit, I have nothing you want. Psst. Keep your wits about you, boy. I'm just an old woman. Oh, so you are. My apologies. One can never be too careful travelling about the mountainside. Plenty of tricksters like to disguise themselves and play pranks on me. I mean no disrespect. None taken. What are you doing out in the cold anyway? I've come to collect ice berries for my brother's coronation. He's going to be crowned king of the whole realm today. King? According to whom? Well, according to him, I suppose. He is the eldest after all. He says it's his destiny. Some days I'm not so sure, though. I feel like I should be doing more than just tending to the castle gardens. So he gets to be king, and you get to pick berries. Till your fingers fall off. It's not so bad. I like the crisp air and the fresh snow. There's something magical about the wilderness. But listen to me prattle on. I still need to collect the ice berries my brother requested. He's very particular when it comes to, well, anything really. The job shared is done twice as quickly. Let me help you before the frost bites. Why, thank you. I am getting a bit chilly. I need a few more ice berries. Stag. Oh, we've got heaps. Here you go, mate. Any luck finding those ice berries? Yeah. Oh, just look at the wonderful bounty you've gathered. He gladly takes the berries from you and places them in his pack. It was no problem at all. Stroll through the brisk air was quite refreshing. If only my brother cared as much for the beauty of this place. He's always been content staying amidst the nobles of his court. Should like to meet this brother of yours. He sounds like quite the ruler. Oh, why did you say so? Be happy to invite you into the castle. Buck slips his arm out towards you in a gentlemanly fashion. You take it with your gnarled claws and nod. Let's be off then, shall we? The prince isn't accepting peasant complaints. Scat, you old crow. How dare you speak to my guest with that tone? Oh, apologies, sir. I didn't know he was your guest. Don't apologise to me. I'm not the one you disrespected. Oh, right, I'm sorry, miss. What I meant to say was welcome to the court of the magnificent and benevolent Stag. Louder, and with more pomp, please. I hereby welcome the Lady of the Swamp. Lady of the Swamp, to celebrate with us on most auspicious day, the bequeathing of the kingdom to whose antlers reach the hithermost clouds and shine with justice and, that will do just fine. Carry on guarding. Right. The buck turns to you and nods to his back. I've got to prepare these berries for the ceremony and do some final pruning in the hedge maze. I'll meet you inside. Oh, we get to walk around alone. Sitting upon a lofty throne, the prince looms over his court of nobles. Not too many tiny cakes. They can't outnumber the tarts. And where is my useless brother with those berries? Everything must be perfect for my coronation. I think I saw him slink off to the garden, sire. No doubt shirking his royal duties once again. Ingrate. I do ever so much for that little rascal, and he doesn't even bother to show me the respect I deserve. I should have him exiled long ago, if only he weren't my brother. Oh. A fantastic idea, Your Grace. He'll be shown the door as soon as the ceremony is concluded. I assure you. My days of sharing the throne with that dandelion are almost over. It is best he lives out his days on the mountain. Lord knows where he belongs. The Stag's eyes narrow suspiciously at the cluster of nobles. Speaking of my brother, Have you three taken care of the statue in the hedge maze? Yes, Your Majesty. Just as you requested. Don't you worry yourself, my lord. The nobles exchange hurried whispers, but you can't hear them clearly. I wonder what all the fuss has to do with the measly statue. Something doesn't feel right. Perhaps I ought to take a look at it myself. Nice. How mazy is this hedge maze of mazes? Very mazy. Just mazy enough, I think. Hello. The foot of the marble statue is a cracked and weather-beaten plaque. You wipe snow from the engraved slab and find that large chunks have been hewn away from it. Only a few words are still legible. Something Stag. Rightful heir and ruler. Revealed. We need a restorative potion. Maybe young brother's supposed to be the actual king. Choice of words, quite convenient for our royal aspirant. Wonder what rest of the story has to say about the matter. Pick a tough, colourful fur caught in the statue's raised hoof. Looks to be from a very expensive piece of clothing. The nobles of the court seem to have nothing but time on their hands. Perhaps some of them know the secrets of this statue. We're back a long way home. Anything here? No. Alright, dude. I'll be back. You, prune the hedges. Peaceful. Mr. Noble? Invited her. You're so rude. Truth serum. Gotcha now, stupid noble. Right, so I'm going to need 3 vanishing potions and 3 crow's feet. Well, not vanishing potions, unveiling powders. That we can do. 3 crow's feet. I need some crows. Exactly were the crows. Fields? I want to say fields. Means I need traps. Means I need wickerwood. Oh, we somehow managed to have 30 twigs again. Get in there. Thank you. I'll make this before I forget. Good. Very good. I'll drink my tea. Oh. I was looking at my empty cup of tea. Alright. Go back into the... Oh. Something's going to open up there. Which one of these so-called nobles, which one of these nobles gets true serum? That one. Stick your syringe into a plump macaron and offer it up to the nearest nobleman. On a silver platter, he pops it into his mouth without even looking at you. A broken plaque on the hedge maze. Did you happen to know anything about it? The noble's eyes flutter and they speak as if conversing with themselves. Can you believe the audacity of the stag? He broke it. He should have been the one disposing of the pieces. But I couldn't be bothered to do such menial labour. Can you imagine? So anyways, I just tossed my piece into the southeast corner of the maze. Next time you should get someone of the servants to do his dirty work. You snap your finger at the noble. They sneer at you for a moment before returning to their wine as if nothing happened. Oh, they almost sort of come together as a pair, do they? You slather a cracker with liver pate and drizzle some scintillating serum over the top. Soon enough, the nobleman licks his lips and indulges himself. What do you know about the statue in the hedge maze? The nobleman scratches his chin absent-mindedly. Oh, you mean the one the stag smashed up? I'm not really supposed to talk about it, but he told me to get rid of some chunk of marble. Terrible heavy things. Anyway, I just left it behind one of the wooden benches in the maze. You really expect me to lug it all the way out of the castle? You snap your fingers and the nobleman immediately goes back to smacking as if nothing had happened. The noblewoman snaps her fingers at you as you pass by. You there, freshen up my wine. Nodding politely, you dip your syringe into her glass and squeeze out a good amount of purple liquid. She sips it with her nose high in the air. There's a broken plaque in the hedge maze. What do you know about it? The plaque? It's the last time I help out the stag. I'll tell you that much. He was whining about prophecy or some such nonsense. Told me to get rid of a piece of plaque for him. I told my finest winter muff trying to get grips with the damn little thing, so I left it under the big tree in the middle of the hedge maze. You snap your fingers and the noblewoman makes a disappointed frown. She pulls up her collar in a huff and rejoins the party as if nothing had happened. The southeast corner of the maze. That's where we are here. Where is the plaque? Buried beneath a heaping of snow, you finally managed to find a hunk of stone. I mean, finally, it was first try. Behind a wooden bench. Just as described, a piece of the plaque seems to have been kicked under the bench and forgotten. Wedged under a tree's forking roots lies a jagged piece of stone. Take that. Yeah, I thought I could see the stone. I was trying to interact with the stone, then I realised it was under the tree. Looks like the last piece of stone of the plaque. I'll have to reassemble that at the stag statue if I want to make sense of this. Silly stag. Shouldn't have been a jerk. Nobles of the court seem to have nothing but time on their hands. Oh. You snap the broken chunks of marble back into place. Despite some marring on the surface, you can read the plaque quite clearly. The buck and the stag, a tale of two princes. Only one destined to be rightful, the heir and ruler. The king will be revealed by the touch of the truest crystal flower. Looks like the stag is trying to cut his dear brother out of his birthright. I wonder what the business with the crystal flower. The buck knows his way around a garden. Perhaps he'll have some idea. Flicking his ears, the young gardener puts his pruning shears down at your approach. Hello again. Lovely day for a walk in the hedge maze. Granted you don't get lost. Say, you wouldn't happen to know anything about a crystal flower, would you? Crystal flowers? Why, they're very, very rare. It said they only grow in a cave at the highest peak of the mountain. According to legend, the truth of one's heart is refracted in the facets of each frosted petal. Why do you ask? No reason. I just thought one might make a nice gift for your brother's big day. Hey, you're right. That's a brilliant idea. What better gift from the court's gardener than the beautiful crystal flower? Oh, but the trek up the mountain is perilous. I don't know if I have what it takes. Nonsense. I was heading up that way anyways. You just stay close behind. Really? You'd help me? Well, all right. What are we waiting for then? Meet me outside by the slopes and we'll get underway. We'll be coming round up. Lead him out the front, Panz. I don't think we can go up that way. Oh, it's over there. That's going to be a thing later. There he is. Hey, Mr. Buck. You see the buck hiding behind a bush, anxiously watching something up ahead. What's the matter? Did you get cold feet already? Shh, they'll hear you. Look. Through the pine boughs, you can make figures moving across the snow. They're covered in warm pelts and carry sharp-looking spears. The royal trappers. They keep my brother's court supplied with furs. But they've been out here for so long, they'll hunt anything that moves. It'd be a shame if those antlers of yours ended up as someone's trophy. Wait here and let me deal with them. All right, be careful. Touch of cold. Oh, here we go. I don't have much of these. I need some weird water. One of these potions. Means I need a dryad plum. Means I need a cinder box. Wow, so much stuff. To make this, I need 2 more snowflakes, which means I need 2 snow snares. Do this bit first. This little snowman. We've got 2 snowflakes. Now all I need to do is make the metamorphosis elixir. And I've got everything except the dryad plum. And for that I need a cinder box. So I need an ember from a campfire first. So we go to the forest. We'll hit up the woodsman's campfire. And then dry it. I'm hoping we only need to sort of 1 touch of cold. Multiple touches of cold could be a bit of an issue. Dryad south? No, Dryad's here. The elixir first. Only useful against trappers. Chill the mountain trappers camp. So hopefully, yeah, it's like a camp-wide use. Because if we need multiples of that, we'd want to misplace some of them. It's got a lot of ingredients. Alright, here we go. Oh, it is the entire camp. That's good. You glance at the buck hiding safely behind a tree at the far side of camp. Making a raven's call, you signal for him to join you. The buck picks his way through the frozen trappers. Are they going to be okay? They might catch a case of the sniffles. Nothing a nice warm bowl of soup won't fix. Come along now. We're still a way away from the mountain peak. I think I know a way up. I'll meet you ahead. Come join me when you're ready. Oh nice, I can just take all the stuff since they're frozen. Oh man, that frozen treat's worth a lot. Bet I won't have to make another one of those now. Oh, that's the mountain trapper. I'm not gonna hit you with another touch of cold. Weakness unknown on those guys, okay. Oh, some steam vents. Before you stands a looming rock face. Not even the most determined climber could hope to scale it. I thought you said you knew a way up the peak? Well, you see, this is the Great Geyser. The area is cold enough, the water erupting from it freezes solid. I thought it might give us something to climb up. You look into the dry crater at the bottom of the sheer cliff. I don't see much erupting happening down there. It's been dormant for a few seasons now. Can't hope we'd get lucky. I don't trust any luck that I don't make myself. You take a moment to ponder your situation and eye the small geysers nearby frequently spewing steam up into the frosty air. What if we block them? Suppose these other water spouts all draw from the same underground source. I think you're right. They started popping up shortly after the Great Geyser fell silent. And I wager if we plug them all up, we'll be able to make the big one blow its top again. Plug them? With what? Turn your attention to the bleating mountain goats digging for lichen nearby. Those frosty beasts look to be about the right diameter. Maybe I can coax some of them into position. Awesome. Goat perch. Okay, we need some shining lures. Go with one to start. And magic paste. quite good. Alright, so we only need one of these, so that's good. Where's the other goats? Come on, buddy. Hey, you're supposed to go this way. There you go. The plump bodies braying goats clogging up the small geysers. The earth beneath your feet begins to grumble. The mountain goat eyes go wide as the pressure builds beneath them. With no other outlet, the steam rushes towards the only opening left. With a deafening boom, the long dormant geyser erupts, sending a great spear of water high into the air. As the deluge reaches its apex, ice crystals begin to form in the mist, twinkling as they hang in the air. Bit by bit, they begin to build on each other, forming larger and larger crystals, until it forms a great column of ice rising all the way up towards the mountain peak. Ha! I can't believe it worked. Last one to the top is a spotted fawn. Okay. You stand at the mountain's peak, buffeted by wind and snow. Now then, where's this crystal cave you spoke of? I'm not sure. I think it should be just up ahead. But in this blizzard I can hardly see my own nose. Buck jumps behind you, pointing into the frigid fog. Wait, what was that? You squint into the galing winds, unable to see anything but white. Probably just another mountain goat. I wouldn't be so sure. When I was little, my brother told me stories of the Snowkin, who lived up here. He said if I ever went up to the mountain, the Snowkin would blow great blizzards down on me. He said they'd turn me around and give me false directions till I got lost and froze solid. Sounds to me like these Snowkin might be some kind of guardian spirits. And if they're aiming to keep people away from something, then surely they'll know where that something is. I have a notion to find our way as they do. It'll take considerable quantity of their essence. That sounds dangerous. I'll just stay put then. I know better than to wander blind into a snowstorm. I don't know better than to wander blind. Need melting pots. Need red cinder blocks and red feathers. I don't have red feathers. Okay, but I wonder what happens if I put traps down up here. Well, that needs rope. I don't need rope. So I don't get to see what happens if we put traps up here. actually thought one of those shinies was the red stuff was going to be cuttable for rope. Thank you, sheepy. Okay. Need lots of rope. Field, swamp. Forest. The swamp's probably got more than the forest. Yeah. The docks have some too. So... Reeds. Go away. How many traps can it make? Oh, 8 for starters. Actually, I only need the 6 red feathers, so 6 is a good start. And we'll get them from soon at the starting spot in the ice place, as we know we can get them from there. Got plenty of chilies, which is good. About these, I've got extras as well, so it's good. See what happens with that melting pot. I might even not. Might only need. Don't know if it's going to have reuse like the other thing did. You stupid rabbit. Get away. We're gonna have to make another couple now. We got extras. We can get rabbit foot at least, I guess. Go away, rabbit. Shoot. I kind of like that interaction, how you can walk up to it and scare the rabbit away from it. I should have enough to make 3 of these, but I'm going to make 1 just in case. It does work multiple times. Hello, goat. Here, you. We'll need multiples of them, so it's a cool zone. Look, see how this snow swirls in strange directions? Maybe the snow can know the path. You pile the mystical snow at the buck's feet and shield it from the howling winds. The flakes drift in the air like icy glitter. Oh, come on then. I'm getting chilly. You prod the snowdrift with a muttered invocation despite the chaotic storm. The snow crystals rise through and slowly trace a line up the mountain peak. There it goes. That must be the way to the crystal cave. It takes off after the trail like a shot. You hike up your skirt and do your best to keep up in the dense snow. Shall we? His face falls as you arrive at another sheer cliff. I don't understand. The snow stops here, but there isn't anything more than rocks. The snow can mislead us? Are we lost? I don't want to freeze solid. This is no dead end. Look. You gesture to the cliff where the eddies of swirling snow quickly gather. Within moments, the entire wall of rock is buried under fresh white powder. You reach out a clawed finger and touch the pure snow. It melts away to reveal a glittering opening in the stone. The crystal cave! You did it! Let's go in before we freeze to death. I'm certain the crystal flower must be inside. Oh dear! Look at all these flowers. I didn't think there'd be so many. I'm going to pick a whole bouquet. You stop the impetuous use with a quick tug and mutter beneath your breath. Hold on. The prophecy mentioned the one true crystal flower. These other flowers must be deception, meant to trap foolhardy would-be kings. Prophecy? What are you talking about? I only meant to say that we should find the best single flower for your brother's coronation. Good point. Quality over quantity. I think I see just the one right over there. You have chosen wisely. It's this one. It's perfect. Let's look at the refraction of the petals and the frosting on the leaves. Oh, I seem to have forgotten my pruning shears back at the castle. Did you do the honors? I don't want to damage it. I guess I can be king. You snip the brittle stem of the flower, careful not to touch it directly. Prophecies can be nasty stuff to stick your fingers in. The buck holds the flower aloft, inhaling the blossom's magical aura. Wow, smells just like powdered snow on fresh pine trees. The moment is interrupted by the shrill cries of aristocrats, clamouring against each other. I found them! Over here, my lord! In a rush of colourful fabrics and fancy hats, you find yourself surrounded by nobles. Stag steps out from their midst, looking irate. After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me, brother. The young prince blinks in confusion. What are you doing here? Have I offended you somehow? Usurper, you thought you could slip off when I wasn't looking and steal the crown from me. You think I don't know about the prophecy of the crystal flower? Why does everyone keep talking about a prophecy? I picked this flower as a gift for you, brother. Fool! Only the king can choose the true crystal flower, and you are not the king. Stag reaches down to his feet and plucks the closest flower. See? Only I can... Stag never finishes his sentence, his defiant pose forever imprisoned inside solid ice. Oh, my brother, what have you done? You give the mystified buck a reassuring pat on the back as the nobles gather closer. The true king has been revealed indeed. King? You mean me? You are the prince after all. I suppose the prophecy was pretty clear. Magic flowers are seldom wrong about this sort of thing. And if you tend to your kingdom with the same care you tend to your garden, you'll do just fine. The ring of nobles crowd around the buck. You know, I never cared much for the stag myself. I think a new ruler will shake things up a bit. You excuse yourself as they bow and praise the confused lad. Long live the king. Passing the frozen stag, your eye catches on something sticking out of the permafrost. You reach down and pick out a shard of translucent ice, careful not to cut yourself on the sharp edges. Despite the warmth of your palm, it does not melt. The soul of the stag. The souls of the stag, hawk, hogs, and wolf rattle inside your pack like angry insects. That's the last of these villains. Now it's time to put an end to this wretched business with the goat. We might, half home then. Time to go home. Alright, Mr. Goat. The goat paws the floor with a cloven hoof. You've returned. I was beginning to grow impatient. I would have thought patience to be one of your strong suits. Don't fret, I have brought you the last of your souls. Delicious, are they not? You know what to do. Golden feather. Shimmering sensations of the hawk wash over you, the nib of a quill scratching on parchment, coins clinking, sharp snap of closing a padlock. Your eyes water at the smell of hogs, grunting swine, and buzzing flies. A cleaver falls onto a wooden block, blood, bone, meat. Royal crystal. A chill runs through your fingers as the stag sockets into the wall. Condescending laughter, schemes in the snow, pride, arrogance, hubris. The wolf fang. Your mind sinks into shadow in the presence of the wolf. Soft footfalls padding through dried leaves. Hot breath, big eyes, sharp teeth. The collected souls vibrate with incandescent intensity. They seem to melt into their recesses, boiling away into tiny pinpricks of starlight. Soon nothing remains of them except 12 smouldering scorch marks on the stone wall. Ah, well done. That's that. Our contract is fulfilled. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Hang on. What about your end of the deal? You said you would return my memories to me. Did I? Well, perhaps I misspoke. You never really had any to begin with, my dear. What are you talking about? I just don't remember them. I just woke up and met me. Yes, that sounds about right for your very first memory. What? But you told me that I brought this sleeping maid to you. That I asked you to save her soul. Oh, what I meant to say is she came to me. She asked me to save her own soul. But it's so very easy to get confused. You, her, really, what's the difference? Dawning realization creeps over you like ice water. Her life was cut short, whether by the wolf's fangs, or the hog's cleaver, or under the weight of a dozen other wrongs. I do not know. But in desperation, she called out to me, so we struck a deal. I would save her soul in exchange for theirs. 1 for 12. It's not like I could let her go collect them herself. She needed to stay here, you see, as insurance. So then, what, you created me? Is that it? To collect those souls on her behalf? Well, I should say that she created you. Stripped off a piece of herself to do it. It's all worked out in the contract, of course. And now that contract is fulfilled, panned out nicely for everyone, let's say. So if you, by the way I mean she, ever need to get out of another bind, don't hesitate to give me a shout. Ta-ta for now. The room fills with a flash of blinding light. You blink and the goat is gone, leaving only a goat-shaped hole in the world. Slowly you turn to face the sleeping maiden. You feel sluggish and heavy. Take a strained step towards the gilded coffin. Your legs snap like dried twigs and you crumple to the floor. The cauldron is the last to fall. It resounds with a hollow clang and it bounces off the ground. You slowly open your eyes and see the vaulted ceiling of the hall. You raise your hand to touch the clear crystal surface of the gilded casket. The glass lid slides open effortlessly, and you swing your legs to sit up. The marble floor is smooth and cold under your bare feet. You stoop down to pick up the familiar metal cauldron. Slowly, memories come back at its touch. Thank you for playing Wytchwood. You are welcome. It was delightful. Headed by Alien Trap Games. Sort of published by Whitethorn Games. There we go. And that's it. What's the continue? Can you keep playing? No, it just picks it up before the end of the last quest. So you could go back out in the world and collect more things and make more potions and stuff if you wanted to. Ah. That was really good. Really, really liked that.